Welcome to Veteran Uncensored. This final straw. An illegal alien just shot a Border Patrol agent in the face. That agent is fighting for his life. Now, the worst part, this could have been prevented. This offender had been released onto the streets 5 times before this deadly. He hasn't died yet, but he's fighting for his life, and the intentions were to kill him. So, yeah, deadly attack. The numbers are beyond terrifying. Our police officers, our immigration officers are in danger. Let's not waste any time. You know I don't like doing none of that nonsense. So let's get right to it. This is the video. It's a horrific video that's going to make you sick to your stomach. So if you can't watch, just move on or skip through this part. Saturday, July 19th. It just happened. An off-duty CBP officer was ambushed in New York City's Fort Washington Park by two illegal aliens from the Dominican Republic. The attempted robbery caught on camera shows the suspects approaching the officer on a moped. Without warning, the 21-year-old Miguel Francisco Mora pulled a gun and shot the officer in the face and arm. Wounded but alert, this hero shot back. Unbelievable. Let's watch this whole thing. I don't know if it has audio, but let's go to it. It does. It does have audio, I guess. So here's those are the guys in the moped in a bike. Typical South American motto of committing criminal acts. Anyway, I'm South American. I know this. So this guy, he approaches. This is Mora, and the officer is going to be there. He gets surprised. Right there, he surprises him. He shoots him in the face and arm, and the police officer onto the left, right there, manages to shoot Mora in the chest. Now this idiot right here in the red shirt, I don't know what he's doing. Thank goodness he's not armed, because I believe if he was, he would have certainly shot the police officer. We don't know what's happening. He's trying to get on his bike again. There you go. And now Mora gets back up. There it is. So he is injured. The man in the white, there you go, right there. We're going to get to the next video in just a second. Both assailants fled on a moped, and Mora didn't get far. Thanks to the officer's quick response, he was later taken into custody while seeking treatment for his gunshot wound. The officer is expected to make it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But still, shot in the face, this could have been deadly. To me, it's a deadly attack because it meant to be deadly. It was meant to be deadly. It was meant to be deadly. This is horrifying, by the way. You know, what officers are having to go through. Now, let's go into the most disturbing part of this whole situation, which is that this could have been very much prevented. This is what the U.S. American citizens are subjected to now. Let's go on to Secretary Noem as she explains what's going on.
And we just recently, in the last couple of days, have had one of our own that has been attacked and has been harmed dangerously by violent criminals that have been run loose here in New York City, but also in this country, as a result of sanctuary city policies and the policies of the Biden administration. I just want you all to know that we have our hearts and our prayers going out with our officer and with his family and his friends, and we'll be lifting him up in prayer for his quick recovery and his healing from this terrible tragedy that has befallen him. Listen, our officer was off duty on Saturday evening when him and his friend were attacked. They were attacked by two individuals that were set on robbing them, and thankfully he had his service weapon with him and was able to defend himself and his friend and injured one of those individuals that was trying to do them harm. His quick action speaks to his tenacity and his excellence in training and skill, and because of that, one of the perpetrators was wounded in this interaction and was incarcerated when he came in to get medical treatment. One of the suspected attackers, the one that was injured, his name is Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, a Dominican national that was entering into this country illegally back in 2023. He was then released back into this country by the Biden administration.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And this is what you put your American citizens through. Yes, a lot of them I'm an immigrant myself. A lot of them are good, sober, moral, and prudent people that want to be in a better country, that want to live the better life. But unfortunately, when you have such a flawed border system, this is what happens. Terrorists come through, rapists come through, murderers come through. Right there. A murderer. Plain and simple. He was ready to kill a police officer. Ready to kill him. Now, Mora wasn't just released once. This monster had been arrested 4 separate times already. Perfect. You want to, well, not perfect. You allow these people through. But if they commit crime after crime after crime after crime, you're still going to keep releasing them? You're still going to allow them, although they are not American citizens. And they, first of all, even if it was an American citizen, if they kept committing crime after crime after crime, they should be in jail for being a repeated offender. But no, we were just released them. And this is what happens. Let's listen to Secretary Noem as she explains how many times and why was he released.
Miguel Francisco Moro Nunez is and has a rap sheet that is a mile long. He was arrested. He was charged with grand larceny and also assault. The state of Massachusetts has an active warrant out for him for armed robbery with a firearm. He also has many other charges against him, such as kidnapping and witness intimidation. There's absolutely zero reason that someone who is scum of the earth like this should be running loose on the streets of New York City.
100%.
He was arrested 4 different times in New York City, and because of the mayor's policies and sanctuary city policies, was released back to do harm to people and to individuals living in this city. Make no mistake, this officer is in the hospital today fighting for his life because of the policies of the mayor of this city and the city council and the people that were in charge of keeping the public safe. They refused to do so, and now we have the situation on our hand where someone who has dedicated their lives to protecting the public is now fighting for his own. I'm calling on every single mayor and sanctuary city and sanctuary governor to change their policies and to change their tactics right now. Their job is to take an oath to protect the public, to protect families that are out there every single day trying to provide for each other and to try to live the American dream, and they want to do so safely in their own communities. How many more lives will it take? How many more people have to be hurt and victimized before we have public safety be a #1 priority in some of our largest cities?
And there you go. We got more to come, by the way. Stay tuned. How many more times? How does any of this make sense? And as if the story wasn't disturbing enough, Secretary Noem pulled back the curtain on what's happening to immigration enforcement across the country. She shared the new DHS numbers that paint a grim picture of what's going on, the violence against officers. She said that it has spiked 830% for enforcing the law of the land. Enforcing the law of the land. It is shameful. It really is. What's going on? Let's take a listen again. As she gives us some context, some numbers.
We still have a lot of work to do. We've seen violence against our officers go up over 830% just in recent days because of the rhetoric out of politicians and the rhetoric out of individuals who are letting this victimization go on and on against the public. So I would call on everybody today to recognize what can happen, how in one moment someone's life can change, their whole family can change, and it is happening every day across this country. We still have a lot of work.
So she explains we still got a lot of work to do. I agree 100%. Now, CBP Commissioner Rodney Scott stepped in forward next to speak after Secretary Noem, and he wasn't angry, but he was definitely focused on what needs to be done next. Let's take a watch at this clip right here.
We do not know who they are, and we have to have border security where we simply know and control who and what enters our country, just like we do our homes. This should not be political. I'm calling on all state and local leaders to step up to the plate, get rid of these sanctuary city laws, and simply enforce the laws on the books. Work with your federal agencies so that we can actually root out these criminals from our neighborhoods.
There you go. By the way, this all comes from the Vigilant Fox on X. So thank you very much, and Overton News as well. So if you want to stay up to date, follow the Vigilant Fox on X, and also um, Overton News. He was calm, but I know what you're wanting. I know what everybody's wanting. Everybody wants some heat, and I'm going to give you some heat. No worries, I'm going to give you some heat. Let's take a listen at the one that everybody probably is waiting for, the no nonsense type of guy, who is Tom Homan. Tom Homan, I mean, first of all, Secretary Noem laid out the case. Ronnie Scott offered the fix, and Tom Homan brought the fire. It was a reckoning, and the borders are exploded. And to be honest, every red-blooded American should. They should, because the nonsense against law enforcement, and I obviously put federal law enforcement there. This could be about federal law enforcement, state law enforcement, whoever. Look at California, the California riots. They were disrespected and almost tried to kill the state police officers as well. But Homan brought the heat. Let's go with Tom Homan.
I've been doing this since 1984. I've never seen a situation where I see it today. New York City, how many times do you want to see NYPD attacked by illegal alien criminals in this city? Now a federal officer. How many citizens in this city have been attacked by illegal aliens in this city? You see the polls. Everybody agrees we should be arresting public safety threat illegal aliens, but you got a city council here that locked us out of Rikers Island. Are you kidding me? So an illegal alien in Rikers Island we can't talk to, we don't have access to. That makes the city unsafe. Every sanctuary city is unsafe. I'll say it again, sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. And I'm going to work very hard with Secretary Noem to keep President Trump's promise and his commitment several weeks ago that sanctuary cities are now our priority. We're going to flood the zone. You don't want to let us into jail to arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of a jail. You want to release him into the street, which makes it unsafe for the community, makes it unsafe for the officer, makes it unsafe for the alien. Anything can happen on a street arrest. So what we're going to do, we're going to have more agents in New York City to look for that bad guy. So sanctuary cities get exactly what they don't want, more agents in the community and more agents in the work site. If we can't arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of the county jail, then we'll arrest him in the community, and we'll arrest him in the jail. And when we arrest him in the community, if he's with others that are in the country illegally, they're coming too.
Very straightforward. They're coming too, says Homan. Now, you know my opinion. I don't agree with that part, that just because you're illegal right now. I think that, again, if you're illegal, you need to be deported. But if you're an illegal person that's been here for a long time, you can be grandfathered in. And especially if you worked in those communities in those jobs that we need help with, the American people benefit. If you've been a law-abiding, sober, moral, and prudent citizen, if obviously you are still going in you're still under process to seek asylum, and you're very much in the process. You got your lawyer, you got your final date, you got all of that. Then those people shouldn't be touched, in my opinion. Now, the asylum seekers, that is by law. They should not be touched, and they won't be touched, plain and simple. And if they do, I will condemn it. But the criminals, these people, there should be no debate about these criminals at all. But there will be some people that say, well, they have a right. They have a right for nothing. They voided their rights here when they came illegally and when they committed heinous crimes. This guy, Mora, was trying to kill that police officer. Now, he may have not known that he was a police officer. It doesn't matter. Any U.S. citizen for that matter. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. I think it's atrocious what's going on. And some of these guys, we still got to see. We know people say, well, the criminals are done. We already done with the criminals. We already shipped them out. No, we're not. No, we are not. We got a lot of criminals to clean up. We got a lot of these criminals that need to be going where they came from. Effective immediately. And that comes from an immigrant, literally an immigrant. I came from Peru. I was born in Peru. I came here when I was 14 years of age. I became a U.S. citizen, immediately enlisted in the Army because I love this country. And I'm not saying everybody should do that. But you should obey the laws of this country. And if you can't do that, then you need to go back where you came from. Plain and simple. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.